Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's a great privilege for me to be given this opportunity to say a few words on this historic opening ceremony for the wind farm that's being established in Norway. This is clearly a very heartening development, and may I at the very outset compliment and salute the leadership and the people of Norway, because despite being a major exporter of hydrocarbons, has seen it fit to ensure that you move towards greater use of renewable energy, and also to see that you use energy in every form far more efficiently. And I think it is in this context the establishment of this wind farm is particularly important. Let me first remind you that the fourth assessment report of the IPCC looked at various options by which we might be able to mitigate the emissions of greenhouse gases. And clearly, the use of renewable energy on a large scale is an important element of what can be done. As a matter of fact, if you look at the entire aggregate of possibilities by which we can reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases, we estimated in the fourth assessment report, and I quote, that mitigation opportunities with net negative costs have the potential to reduce emissions by about 6 gigatons of CO2 equivalent per year in 2030. So in other words, I think the world has these opportunities where, really speaking, if you were to exploit them, there would be no cost involved. As a matter of fact, there would be a negative cost. And I think what you're trying to do over here is to provide the foundation by which the world can move towards much greater use of renewable energy, much greater use of wind energy. And wind energy is one particular area where I think technological developments have been extremely dramatic and very rapid, as a result of which costs have come down and the size of machines that generate wind power have grown enormously. Now, all of this has actually resulted in lowered costs because you've been able to exploit economies of scale and have been able to come up with designs that are far more efficient. In fact, the IPCC has recently brought out a special report on renewable energy sources and mitigation options, and in this we have reviewed the progress of wind energy and how it's been used. And clearly, this is an area where major advances have taken place. It's also very reassuring to see that if you were to look at renewable energy as a whole, and let's say we were to project how much renewable energy could contribute to the entire energy supply, say by the middle of this century, then the space that's occupied by these possibilities, and we have done this on the basis of assessing 164 different scenarios, then clearly at the one end, we could get a maximum of about 77% of the total energy coming from renewables, down to about 15% at the lower end. Now, this clearly tells us that we have to do two things. Firstly, we've got to bring into place policies that bring about rapid development of renewable sources of energy, such as wind. And secondly, we should invest at least in creating a jump start for these technologies, because initially they are not going to be competitive. And the only means by which you can bring about competitiveness and a lowering of costs would be for governments, and possibly through certain market mechanisms, even the private sector and consumers, investing in some of these technologies as the initial phase of research, development, and demonstration. And I think if we were to do that, then clearly we are providing the basis. We're taking the first step in ensuring the reduction of costs over a period of time and an improvement in efficiencies. So I would like to compliment those who are behind the development of this very interesting and extremely significant development that is taking place. And I wish you all the best, and I'm sure this ceremony is going to be a vital step in taking the world to a sustainable energy future, and also an extremely valuable effort in bringing about mitigation of greenhouse gases, by which we hope we can stabilize the climate of this planet. I would have liked to be there in person, but unfortunately, I have some other commitments, and therefore, as a result, I've not been able to join my good friend Runa on this occasion, and I hope you'll forgive me for my absence. But thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak through video, and I wish you all the best. Heartiest congratulations. Thank you.